Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Momentum Makers meeting. We're in Florida, so it's 5 p.m. Eastern time, and it's 4 p.m. in Texas, and I think it is like 7 a.m. in Queensland. Is that right? 7 a.m. Queensland? Queensland in Australia. I have no idea what it is in Thailand, but we do have Wade on, so welcome, Wade. I think it's 4 hours back, so you can.
Yeah, 4 a.m. here, so
Oh,
I've got.
wow! You
I'll
get
take the video off because I've got bed hair. So
you get the award, okay? You get the award for the keenness being on at 4 a.m. Um, yeah, and then New South Wales is 8 a.m. So yeah, it's awesome. And Cheryl's here from Atlanta as well, so she's the same time. But anyway, it's great to see everybody. I'll get sharing. We've had got a few good stories for this week as well. All right, so you should have one screen. I believe I got that right. Welcome, Canute. Canute's joining us today. Um, so yeah, this is our weekly meeting. We've been meeting at this time. It seems to be a better time for most people before in the US anyway for before dinner and stuff like that. Um, and with our team in Australia, a little bit got to work with it with the daylight saving changes, and we're going to have another change in a couple of weeks, I believe, in Australia. So it'll be a little bit later for you, hopefully. Won't be, you don't have to get up too early. Um, awesome. Anyway, so as you know, my name's Julie Diebendale. I'm here with Canute. We are one-star executives with LifeWave, and we love helping people, and we love the technology of LifeWave. It's just incredible. So just a little agenda that we're going to go through today. We're running an incentive challenge at the moment, and we've just adjusted it slightly with some additional rewards as well. So we'll talk about that. We have just got some strategies on how to invite people to look at the patches, feel the patches, come to a Zoom, all of that kind of thing. A little bit on duplication when you're into the action of doing it. We have some brand partners that are going to come on and they're going to give us some experiences. How did they find being approached about the patches and now they're a brand partner? And also, what few tips for you when sometimes you think you've done everything right and then it goes a little bit curveball. So we've got a couple of people to talk about that. Oh man, nothing too bad, but it's good to know. Also some follow-up strategies. So when we patch, invite, duplicate, then the most important one of the most important things to do is to follow up. So I've got a few tips on that, and we will have some brand partners on to talk about that as well. And then I've got just to end, I've got some Facebook posts that are going up over the next few weeks, and based on why you do this business, why you do anything that's worthwhile, right? And a vision kind of teaser. So pretty excited about everything, and yeah, it's great. So let me just move and get come over. So we have an incentive challenge on. I have extended it from, it was till the end of March, but I realized that I was being a little bit too uh, expectant, I guess. I don't know, but it didn't give you enough time because people are patching and inviting and duplicating, and people take time to decide to come in and stuff like that. So we thought, I'm looking at around 60 days. Um, March 1, we're going to end it on May 1. So we've got roughly around 11 weeks. And we've got two rewards on the table, and they're designed so everybody can win. We want everybody to win something. So um, we've actually have not one but two offers. So we have an entry, like it says here, tier one entry reward. So preferred customers. Sometimes people just want to try the patch for a month. Right, so we've got if you can sign up 5 preferred customers during this period, not only will you get your next X39 paid for, you will win an you'll win a support sleeve. So you can try another sleeve besides X39, basically. All those different support like Eon or Icewave, Energy Enhancer, all of those. So that could be friends, family, neighbors. You don't have to have a business conversation. I mean, we patch, invite, duplicate, so people sort themselves out through that process. Some people just want to try the patch. Oh, maybe I'll just try a month. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, how I've been using that and the results that I've been getting. And I got a result out of that just a couple of hours ago, through asking for them for the sale, basically. So, and then the second reward, and you can win both. X39, a choice of the X39 or the X49 sleeve. There's 10 brand, is put in 10 brand partners, 5 left, 5 right. So that is in the binary. Okay, 5 left, 5 right. And I've got 5 this week and next week. As I said, I've made it to 6. So you've got like 11 weeks, right? So as you patch, invite, duplicate, you will find people that want to share this and that so they want to get some money back. And that's when they come in as a brand partner. So it really is. So the more people you talk to, patch and invite, the quicker this will happen. And I mean it when I say it that every single person in this team can qualify for at least one of these. At least one. Um, did you want to say anything, Canute? No, I can't see you
Hang
actually.
on. I was muted, my bad.
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
uh, for those of you who are relatively new, there is an entire training system behind all of this. And if you want to, if you have an account with skool.com, skool.com, whether this is a team or running trainings. And there is a fundamental little training session that goes for about an hour, I believe. There's 2 videos as to why we go 5 left, 5 right, or 10 left, 10 right, etc. There is a fundamental reason. And once you understand that, then you begin to see the money and the ramifications of what this system can do. And that is really the power of duplication when we can begin to refer people to these little video snippets that you can sit down, you get an understanding, and you do it in your own time. Not as in at 5 o'clock on a Sunday night. You find yourself in the nooks and crannies of your calendar. You sit down and you can watch these. You can even play them while you're driving. So you can just listen to them. But some of them are visual as well. So it describes why and how. Um, and that's all I want to say about that. I don't know whether you want to send something out on that, Julie.
Yeah, so really I was just talking about the tiers here. So you could start, and what I've seen happen is some people say, okay, 5 preferred customers. I mean, that's it, it's pretty doable. Um, and then people aim for it and then they go, oh, well, that was quite easy. Actually, maybe I can do the second one as well. So it's just when you get a win on the board, talk to your upline. Let us know when you get a win on the board. It's a really super thing I get texts from people, saying, oh, I'll sign this person up or whatever, however, whatever floats your boat. But we love hearing of people's wins. So you could start with a tribe with a preferred customer. LifeWave pay you for that, and you're getting some money back for you sharing your patch with them. Okay, so next one. Does anybody have any comments they'd like to anything to say? Question? Nope. Okay. Cool. Let me move this over. Did it? Oh, not that one. this one. All right, this is a busy slide, so so I've had a few calls from people this week. They have been out patching and inviting and had a few questions around that. So I figure if people have been calling me, that other people probably have questions too. So I've kind of put them in a little table here. So the goal of this is to close the gap between, believing that it works and talking about it confidently. So let me see. The biggest single mistake that we as network marketers, I'm not saying people here, but like as an open book network marketers do, they launch into a product explanation before the person is even curious. So what we know is, you can use your own result to talk to people about the product. Um, you know, your own testimony, or you can use somebody else's testimony or borrow theirs till you have a result. But I'm pretty sure that most people on here, have a result, but you could always borrow, like I was just saying to Vanessa before we had the record button on. I mean, I had a calf injury 3 or 4 years ago, and I was playing tennis the next day. I mean, I used the patch, right? But I had a calf injury on Friday night. I patched it immediately on the court, and today it's great. So I'm like, that's amazing. So I can use that as a testimony. Oh, wow, talking to an athlete, which I was earlier today, just telling them about that. So that's pretty cool. You can say things like what to say. So lead with your results. Secondly, I noticed, somebody is talking and they're telling you that they have, an injury or they have trouble sleeping. Um, they're really lacking energy. I mean, these are just general talking points of people. I've had a few of them this week that have come my way. So I noticed this. I thought of you. I sent them a testimony. Let me know if this interests you, right? And people, oh yeah, I'm really interested. So then I move towards a sample with them and invite them to a Zoom. So that by saying I noticed, I mean, this is just it's written, but people talk about it all the time. So, I could ask people about what do you do for energy? What do you use for energy? Right? And they go, oh, I drink, or here that's monster drinks and stuff like that. Oh, are you open to using something else for energy? And then you can show them your patch, and then you can talk about where you can make money from this as well. So open to hearing about it. Your goal is to get to yes in a conversation. You don't have to explain everything. I was speaking to someone yesterday and I said, well done. You have got a patch on somebody's body. That is the best thing to do. Patch and run is a nice little catchphrase we got from a conference, LifeWave conference. But we don't have to give you all the ins and outs because people love an experience. Let me send you something, 2 minutes, like no pressure. Because people are busy, they're always busy, right? Let me send you something. So we would send the thisisitinfo.com. It doesn't have the testimonies on it anymore. It's really the clinical studies and the patents. Let me send you something. That's the information so they can see all of that information. And then I would send the testimonies link as a separate link to them if it so asked for. Like that's what they're interested in. Does anybody want to have a comment on something they did this week? That they send a link or how did you go with a conversation? Let me see if I can get the faces on here. I can't see anybody.
This is Cheryl. I am not on camera.
Okay.
But I had last week Luis had a Zoom. I shared it with my cousin. She went on it told her daughter about it, and her daughter signed up and bought and became a preferred customer.
Oh,
After speaking with you about following up, I checked in with her, and she's like, it's only 4 days, but I'm seeing a difference. But
fantastic.
it was a matter of talking to you about following up that I was able to get that result. So thank you.
Oh, that's fantastic, Cheryl. That's fantastic. Well done. So it is the fortune is in the follow-up. I'll get to that in a second. So it's having this process of just it's simple, but it's if you don't do it, it can get a little messy because you're thinking people aren't interested. They are, but we just follow this system through. It's amazing how it works. I've got here handling objections. Um, I don't know whether you've had any of that. I never talk about it being network marketing. But if they do, you can just say things like, "Oh, well, I totally get that. I felt the same way. I'm not asking you to do anything. Just take a look at this product and tell me what you think." Something like that. No time. That is usually if I've given them a lot more information at the outset. We just want them to be curious. We don't need to use the word business. I say opportunity. There's an opportunity to get your patches paid for. There's a great opportunity here if you want to make some more money. I learned we were leading with the business a few years ago, and then we were like, yeah, I don't have any time for that. Kind of objections kept coming up. So if you're getting the same objection, reach out to your upline, and it's all been done before. How much? So, how much does it cost? So, I have had that a couple of times. I will talk about it a bit later because I don't want to double it up. That just really depends. Sometimes I will say $99. I am more like it. They don't normally ask because I'm going through their curious process to get them curious because then I'm getting it for them. Like sorry, that doesn't make sense. They want it. So they're not really asking me the money, right? So I get to that point that they want it. So again, that's a little strategy. Once you do this a few times, you're going to get good at it. I was talking to a brand partner yesterday. It wasn't Cheryl, but she was saying to me, and I said, I'm going to say this in the meeting. She said, I used to come on and think, oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. And she goes, I've just realized I've just got to do it and I get better at it when I do it. And I thought, wow, that's pretty pretty cool. So I had to share that as well. So you're doing it, you're talking to people, amazing things happen. Um, Cheryl talked about mindset last week. It was amazing. Cheryl, I'm learning to cut these videos. I haven't quite got to yours yet, but I will. It'll happen this week. So, um, you know, Cheryl talked about, an objection is a question in disguise. She talked about your mindset about serving others in that. So people are asking questions because they have some level of interest. So we have clinical studies, we have patents, and we use testimonies to send to people to answer questions most of the time. If it's something real simple, but I get people, what's in the patch, things like that, I'll send them a little something that I've got rather than me keep telling them because they want some proof from somewhere else. Stay curious and warm, keep the door open with people. If it's a no, not now, it's okay. You like them, they just weren't ready. You can put it in your calendar for just contact them again in 3 to 6 months. It's amazing how things change. I've had a number of people come in later. So, when I thought, oh, they were a no. Um, okay, so following up, most people need 3 to 5 touch points before deciding. Okay, so day one, as an example, day one, I would send the information. I would be asking them if they wanted a test, like if they've shared with me that they've got a health issue, right? I'm looking for a testimony. So I get them off, this is it, info.com/testimonies. So there's a plenty there. There's like 40 on there. So, for various health issues that you can just say, hey, have a look at this. I also have on the Telegram app, we've got thousands of testimonies on there for more serious things that you can send. And I send them, some people again are really busy. So I send a testimony. If I don't hear back from them, I ask them. Like here it says, send info, then check in. So I will check in to see if you've had time to watch it, right? That sort of thing. But generally, most people, if I've met them or they're a friend, it's pretty easy to check back in with them. Share a result or story, that's share a testimony or story if you haven't moved forward, right? If they haven't come on a Zoom, because that's where you want to go, is get them through to a Zoom. And final nudge, day 14, and you're giving them a second chance. So just a real quick example. Today, I had a lady call me and wanted to sign up as a brand partner. Now, how did that happen? I heard her talk about she wishes she wanted to get another job. I worked with her for a bit, and she wasn't like a great friend or anything. But like I heard that and I went, I'm going to prospect her because I have something that she may be interested in. So, she was very busy working and stuff. And, I was trying to invite her, but like it didn't work. Anyway, I finished up work there. So I sent her a text a couple of weeks ago and said, if you're not interested in this, just delete the text and I won't reach out again. But I know you were looking for another income stream. So, we're having a Zoom. You might want to come on and just check this out, what we do. So she came back to me. It took her a couple of hours and she said, Julie, I am interested. I'm just busy. Have you got another time that we could watch that? So that began this process. So I sent her a link and then I had to follow up. It took a little while. And then she came back. I sent her a testimony. I wasn't able to close her like last week, but she said she just had surgery. So I was like, the patches would really help with the surgery because she didn't believe there was nothing in the patch. So I said, okay, what can I do to move this ball forward? Samples. I sent her a couple of X39s and Eon because she had inflammation. And then I started this process again. Are you wearing the patch? Right. How are you feeling? So, we went through a whole thing. So anyway, I asked for the sale in the end. I said, she said, oh, I'm not really seeing anything. I said, well, it's stem cell activation. You need to wear it for longer. I did not know that she'd had stem cell injection. She didn't tell me. So once I said that, she just called me and she goes, I'm really excited about this and I understand I have to wear it more. So you can put me in as a brand partner, and she's already referring somebody. I didn't know, she didn't tell me, but I was just doing the process. So she knows what the system is. Is there any comments from anybody? You want to say something, Canute?
I'd like to say something if I may.
Okay.
How much I'm enjoying your presentation. This screen you've got up now covers a whole lot of stuff for me. So I just want to acknowledge how professional it is. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Thank you for that. There's a lot of information here, but it is the system. And, as I said, I spoke with a brand partner the other day about following up. And we kind of just don't realize because we're busy in our lives, right? So I've been doing this, I can do it underwater, the follow up. So then it's like being deliberate with what you need to know, right? Because it is actually quite simple, but you got to do it as well, right? So people are people, they take a bit of time to come back, things like that. But it's very rewarding. Okay, so the other
Hang on,
thing about following up is you're not bothering people. And Cheryl is always a good one to talk to about mindset. If you think you're bothering people, you are. What we serving others, I am trying to help these people. So that's why I said to this lady, if you are not interested, because she didn't get back to me a few times, and I said, if you're not interested, you know, basically I said, if you don't come back to me, I'll write you off. But I said it in a nice way. And she was like, no, I am interested. Yeah, they're the right people, basically. Did I hear somebody speak there? Haven't got the picture. I haven't got people's
Darling,
faces.
it was me. It was
Yeah.
me. So as Julie says, it all comes down to how you approach people. We can be ambulance chasers when there's something wrong with people, or you see them limping around, you see a bad back or whatever. And yes, we do those as well. But for the whole notion here of um, let's use a couple of words here. Imagine going back in time to say 10 or 15 years ago. Can you remember how your body felt? Can you remember how your mental acuity was? Can you remember? Oh, do you remember? If sometimes people can't even remember, but let's take them
Yeah.
10, 15 years back
Yeah.
and go, consider this. It's actually a natural way of regenerating your body. If you don't do nothing, you're going to you will continue sliding towards a less and less activity in the master building blocks in your body. The fact that we have this here now, imagine that in the next 6 to 12 months, this is a wellness strategy that you can reverse age your body such that you're 10, 15 years younger. I'm sitting here at the age of almost 62, and my body thinks I'm somewhere in my early mid 30s. And that's
Wow.
after 3 or 4 years. And that process, it just keeps on. And that's where I'm coming from when I'm speaking with people, because I want people to also want to stay on these patches just to get the benefit of a prolonged use. You just don't want to roll in and say, oh, you've got a problem with your back. Like, let me slap a patch on. And 3 days later or 3 months later, they go, okay,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. See, that happens too. So the follow-up is important. Just because they come in, then you have to follow them up. And as Cheryl said, how are you finding it? Because we send a tracking sheet to people. We want them to track how they're feeling, right? So what we have found most of the time, not every time, but most of the time, people that come in as a brand partner and have brand partners below them tend to stay on the patches, right? Because you're getting some money back, you can afford it, that sort of thing. So that's a real key as well, just to know the process. Because we haven't had to we've been doing this for a few years, so we haven't had to pay for our patches for a long time because of the referral. But we've done a lot of work on what the system is, obviously, so we're able to present it to you. Okay, we've got some exciting stuff coming up. We've got some brand partners on here that are going to share. So our system duplication, patch, invite, duplicate. Wear your patches every day, your experience, as I said, and your story is your invite. So who can share this system with one person this week? And this is how you can build your team. Cheryl and I had a chat about some ideas of how we could speak to people. Right? We got to lift the energy from it. So I have my, helping people create better health without medication. I picked up about 4 or 5 prospects just being out and about this week with that, probably more than that actually. So that's pretty cool. We were talking about we're leading a team of patches. I want you to be part of my team. You can have some slogans as well when you're talking to people. You get on with somebody, right? And they're going, this is great. This technology is amazing. Invite, share what you've noticed. So one person at a time. and then you can use some scripts that we had there to invite to come to a Zoom. Come on, meet some people that patch with me, meet the team, come and see how the technology works. Right? So you wanted Louise wasn't able to come on today, but she was saying, this is information that you need to know. Right? So it's not just it's selling me something. No, this is information you need to know for your own health. So and then we duplicate that. And then experiencing the product, like you need to be wearing the product, or sorry, the X39, so that you can share it, right? So being on auto ship, making sure that you have the product month to month, so then you keep your points as well. That's another segment. That's something you can look up in the compensation plan, and we'll cover it, at some time during this, but not today. So, yeah. So it's making sure that you are wearing the product so people can see it and you're being authentic. You don't have to know everything about LifeWave. Like, honestly, we had, can you just real quick, just mention how onyx coal was found with Ron the chimney sweep?
Yes, I can. So this is about 5 years ago. And there's a guy called Ron. He was a chimney sweep working in California very quickly. So as he's walking his way through the neighborhood, every single person he sees, he just slaps an X39 on the back of their neck. And then gets the details and then follow them up, follow them up, follow them up. So you might see 5, 10, 15 people a day. One of these people that he stuck a patch on was a lady called Kathy. Kathy looks into this and picks up the phone and calls her best friend called Onyx Cole. Well, Ron didn't know Onyx, but Onyx was a very high level uh, producing network marketing person from a company. She sold out her share in that company for $17 million and retired. She was on a vacation in Greece at the time, and Onyx said, "Okay, Kathy, I'll be back in 2 weeks. I think it was, and I will reach out to you then, connect with you." She comes back, and then, long story short, Onyx goes, "This is incredible. I'm joining." And then she turns around to Kathy and says to Kathy, just tell Ron that he should be very grateful and lucky because I've joined his team. She turns around and invites a whole stack of other people, people like Marcy, people like Peter No. And then she spoke to Steve and Gina Merritt. Steve and Gina were actually Onyx's upline in the previous company. It sits there for a year, maybe 15 months. Then Steve and Gina gets hold of it and understand what it can do, and they activate. They started running, and in 20 odd days, they went to the top of the pay scale in LifeWave. But more importantly, as well, is that they started off using Onyx's system, and then they turned around and took that and improved it into the This Is It team system. Today, the This Is It team is the fastest growing team in the world. There are 3 top level producers or achievers in LifeWave called a 3-star presidential. One has been with the company for 21 years, and 2 of them is either Steve and Gina Merritt and someone called Danny and Diane in Steve and Gina Merritt's team. That's the only 3 ones in the world. So you don't know who someone you speak to, who they know.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's exciting. So, Onyx first started this system, and yeah, it's just like you do what you want your team to do. So patch, invite, duplicate, and then it's easy, and it's cool. So this is our brand partner section. So I have a couple of people on here. So Will, are you there? See if I think he's on. He's on the Samsung, I think. Let me see. Did you hear that, Will? No?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I
Oh,
heard it. Yes.
hi.
It was muted. I'm sorry. It was
Sorry, no,
muted.
that's all right. That's all right. I thought it was you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, so I'll just introduce you. So Will, or what do you call yourself, Will? You're a USPS. What?
Yes, I'm a USB carry, letter
Yeah.
carry.
Oh, okay. So I met Will because he was delivering our mail here in Tallahassee, and he was limping one day, and I said, "Oh, I might have something that could help you with that." So I patched you, right? I
Yes,
said,
yes,
"Try
you
that."
did.
Yeah. So patch, invite, duplicate. I said, "Oh, if you can come on a Zoom, you know." And anyway, he did come on a Zoom, and sometimes people aren't quite ready at the time, and it takes a little bit of time, right? So, but I didn't forget about him. And but so Will has now come in as a brand partner. He had an experience with that patch, the first patch, correct, Will?
Correct.
Yeah. So he didn't forget about it. And when I saw him, I didn't see him for a while, and then he's like, "Oh wow, that was amazing, that patch." That's the X39 experience. So people don't forget you when you patch people, even if they take
Absolutely.
a little while to sign up, right? So
Absolutely.
So, Will, you were talking to someone the other day. You just give us a shortened version. You don't have to give us his name or anything, but a little bit about what happened, and we can learn a few things from it.
Okay. I was speaking to one of my customers on the route. I told him about LifeWave and the patches, and once I told him about it, he was kind of interested in it. But what he did was, after he was interested, he shared the info with someone else. And when he shared the info with someone else, he just told them about it. He didn't actually told them about the whole LifeWave company and the patches and all of that, or what we provide. So when he shared it to this person, the person went and looked it up themselves, and they just went on to Amazon website and ordered the patches themselves. So I guess going forward, if if speaking with someone, I just tell them to make sure that when they pass along the info, to make sure they pass along the info along with LifeWave, instead of just passing the info without mentioning nothing about LifeWave. Because he passed the info, but he didn't mention the LifeWave. He just told them about the patches, and then they went on Amazon and Google it, then order it straight off of Amazon.
Right. Okay. So LifeWave are on Amazon now, because before people used to just go on and buy it off illegal sellers. So you're not allowed to buy LifeWave patches and then put them on Amazon, basically. So you lose your brand partnership if you do that. So LifeWave now have a shop on Amazon. Now, that doesn't mean that they're selling them and we're not allowed to have, be make money off it. So when people go on there, they ask for a referral, like who referred you. So if in this instance, this person we think has gone on and maybe he's used Will's name, maybe he hasn't, right? But if he knew Will's name, he would tell him, yeah, it's Will. So they would make him a preferred customer under Will. It takes a little bit of time though, but we have to call LifeWave and go, hey, we have this guy, his name is X, and can you just look it up? So we got a little bit of work to do from that. But well done to you, Will, for opening your mouth and helping someone, right? So, um, so that's great. I gave Will a couple of sample envelopes just so that he has something. So he's got his name on it. People know that you're a brand partner, and you get to be the contact. Like you're the contact in Tallahassee for the LifeWave patches, right? You're the
Yes, ma'am.
person. So
Yep.
then they'll get to know that after a while. So um, yeah, so we can sort that out. Did you want to say anything about that, Canute?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. All right. Did anybody have a patch experience this week? Besides me, I had a few. Anything you want to share? How's
I guess
your, yeah,
oh, this
you
will
go.
I can share experience with the patch experience. The same guy that ordered those patches off Amazon, he had a doctor appointment coming up. So and within 2 days, he put the patch on, tried it. Well, the first day he tried the patch, nothing. Then the second day he tried it, and he had a doctor appointment on that third day to get a shot in his knee. So he canceled the appointment.
Oh,
He canceled the appointment on that third day. He said he don't need it because the patch was already working on the second day.
wow.
So
That's
no shot
awesome.
needed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an X39 experience, right? So I have Holly. Are you there, Holly?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Holly, this is Holly's first time on our meeting, so welcome.
Thank you.
So I wanted Holly just to come on and talk a little bit about this process I'm talking about of the system. So I met Holly because I went into her store and I had a conversation. So, Holly, can you share a little bit about that now that you know a little bit about the system as well? How you felt in that process? And yeah, because you've had some amazing things. I'm going to ask you about some other amazing things too. We'll start with the system first.
So I had seen Julie in the shop, I think about 3 times when she came in and mentioned something about health. And she kind of piqued my interest. And I don't remember exactly what she said, but I was like, well, I want to hear more. And so she just began to tell me just a little bit. It was very simple and genuine. And I was just like, well, I need to know more. And so she sent me the This Is It info, the testimonies, and I sat while doing a particular repetitive duty at work and just listened to all of the testimonies. And I just got more and more excited and was like, oh my goodness, this would really help me, but this would really help a lot of other people as well. And I just began to dream of all the people that I needed to share with. But it was simple. And like I said, very genuine in her conversation with me.
Thank you. Yeah, it is easy, and once you do it a few times, little things talking about people, like as in talking to people, talking about them, and all these little things, reading these books. But I've got some things coming up after I'll talk to you about that I'm going to be doing on Facebook to sort of help get that through. That's fantastic. Now, Holly's had one heck of a week because she signed up, she got the patches for her and her husband. Do you want to tell us what happened with Samuel?
Yes.
Okay.
So I told my son about it, and somehow I ended up giving him a patch to try. Now, a little bit of a backstory. My son has sensory integration dysfunction, so he is on the autistic spectrum, but really on the better end of it. So, but he deals with a lot of stress and anxiety. And I was like, hey, just give this patch a try. Let's just see if it would help to calm your mind and ease any of your anxiety. And so he was in the store, and Julie happened to come in yes, to give me patches. And so we immediately patched him. And within about 20 minutes, his heart rate went from 120 down to 94. And he noticed it. I saw him just keep looking down at his watch, and he was stunned that his heart rate continued to just drop down. And Julie, he's had other experiences that I haven't shared with you
Share.
yet. So, because of his anxiety, he has really not had an appetite at all. And he just really hasn't been eating. And now all of a sudden, he's like, I could eat a horse. Like I'm actually hungry. I want to eat food. So, and then he's had an experience where he forgot to wear his patch for a day. And even though he didn't revert back immediately to how he was previously, he did say that he noticed a difference in his anxiety level. And his appetite kind of slipped back to where he wasn't as hungry. So he's like, I'm wearing the patch every single day. So
That's fantastic. He
Mhm.
yeah, he also mentioned that he used to have anxiety attacks, right? So he hasn't has
Mhm.
he had any since, I don't know.
No, he has not.
It's been like, has it been a week he's been wearing them? Something like that.
Yes, it's a week.
I mean, that's incredible. That is totally,
Mhm.
that's unreal.
Mhm.
So like, yeah, because he told me on that day that he didn't think his medication was working, but he's been on medication for a few years. And I remember him saying to me, I wish I could feel like I did when I was younger, when I was a
Yes.
teenage. He goes,
Yes.
and I was like, well, you never know. And then he started getting this wave of good results, you know.
Mhm.
So he really has, I mean, wow, I'm just so excited for him. I mean, just
Yeah.
helping himself with his relationships with people, everything, you know.
Mhm. And I'm really starting to notice some differences too. Um, So I'm definitely feeling less pain in my knees. And I have been bone on bone with my knees for many years. And I'm finding that they're not hurting as bad. I mean, really, I can honestly sit here and say they're not hurting at all. And then also the last few nights I have really slept. And that is huge because I haven't been sleeping for, more than a couple of hours at a time. So to last night I slept from about 10 o'clock all the way to 3 o'clock this morning. So
Right. So would you say, just with the sleep, because I know that a number of the ladies on here, you're talking with people, they're having problems sleeping. It's a good intro for the
Mhm.
patches.
Mhm.
So like are you using Eon at night and X39 in the day?
So I'm not going to say that I use Eon every day. And I did use it like 3 times in a row for behind my ear for sleep. And I think that's kind of what started the whole thing. um, but I've had to have Eon a couple of times during the day, and I know that I can continue to wear it, and that would be fine. Um, but I just wanted to see what would happen if I didn't, and that I would just use Eon during the day for some other things that are going on. So,
Right, right. That's unreal.
mhm,
Thank you so much for sharing all of that.
absolutely.
And then you didn't actually, just in finishing, you weren't thinking about sharing it, but then something piqued your interest, right? Would you be right to say probably reading all the testimonies did that?
Oh, definitely. All the testimonies is what really got me the most interested,
Fantastic.
especially the one about the autistic child who, went from nonverbal to being like able to do things that he had never done before. So that really piqued my interest.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were saying in the with the system, it's like rather than me telling her all these things, I kind of got it, and she looked at them in her
Mhm.
time and came to a conclusion that maybe I can help others, which is what Cheryl talked about
Mhm.
last week about serving others. So that
Yes.
was wonderful. Thank you. Okay. I think I've got this follow-up thing, but I was just gonna maybe just breeze through that because we're just about finished. So I think this page should have been earlier, but anyhow. So just the fortune is in the follow-up. We have talked about it already. Most people need 3 to 5 touch points. For Holly, we met, I did the stuff we talked about, but she didn't just come and say, they'll sign me up. We met with her husband and her. We had a soda drink with them, and then they took a couple of days, right? So when I signed up, it took me probably, I don't know, I was trying to sign up earlier, but anyway. But anyway, probably took me 3 or 4 days, some people, and then I had a lady the other day that signed up on the same day. So, it varies. But yeah, the follow-up is just so important, because it depends what people have on. Patch them. We got that. We got it. We were looking for an experience, right? We want to get people to an experience. The check-in, day 2, day 3. Hey, did you get a chance to watch the testimony? No worries if not. Not getting any feedback, maybe share another testimony. I'm doing that with a lady who's very busy at the moment. I've sent her 2 testimonies. She watched the first one. She was blown away. We'll see how that goes, but it works. I'll send her another one in another week or 2. Final nudge, and then I give people a bit more chance. Like I might not do anything for 2 weeks, but I might send them another one and just see if they answer. You don't really have to chase people with this because the technology is so amazing. But if you patch them and stuff, that's if I've patched them and I'm not getting anywhere, I kind of move on. But if I haven't patched them, it's always that question. Always a question. Just in closing, I've got some exciting things coming on Facebook, and I'm actually going to, I'm not sure what other platform. So we've been doing some work with some social media experts. So I'm starting a why series on Facebook. It's going to run over a couple of weeks. So you'll see some posts coming up, some videos coming up. I would love it if you could watch it and share it so somebody else can see what we're doing. But why do we do things like, why do I get up every day and share the LifeWave technology? Because I want to serve others. Why does Canute get up and do it? He has his why as well. He's got a different slant on things. I'm going to be talking about having a vision, having a mission for what I do, who is my ideal customer or brand partner for Julie, and then hopefully you'll get something from that and it'll help you because it's really opened up my world about who are my ideal people in this. And I got a phone call a couple of hours ago, and I got this lady who has a prominent position in Tallahassee, and she joined me, so I know it's working. I had a few people come in over the last, I've had about, since I got this AHA, I probably put in 15 people, brand partners. And that's been in the last few weeks. I got the AHA. So it's a personal transformation. And we've got real stories coming over the next few weeks. Yeah, and I'd love it. I'd love it if you could share some of my content, make some comments on there, and I'll keep it rolling. Now, Facebook and no pressure way to start a conversation. Canute, did you want to say something about what you're going to be doing?
I can do that. Conscious of time, but I'll be very quick. I'm a person personally that I love new experiences. Ever since I was a lad, pre-teenager actually, I really enjoyed getting out and about, be it in the forest, be it in a bush. Later on, things like abseiling, canyoning, whatever. So over the last few months, something has been percolating in my mind, and it's really come down to this is for me is a genuine question to ask people when I meet them. And I say, they always ask us, what do you do? Well, I'm working on a concept called, when was the last time you deliberately created a first-time experience? In other words, first-time experiences. And I'm not talking now about going to a new restaurant or anything like that. It's okay, let's look at the family. Are we taking our family on a vacation? Where do we want to go? Let's plan it out in step by step by step. And those deliberate moments. I mean, I had a first time experience in Costco the other day. It wasn't planned, but it was the first time experience. Someone pinched my shopping cart. I stopped, and my car, I come around the corner and it's gone. And it was just kind of, okay, that was a new experience. I went and got a new card and started filling it up again. Then 10 minutes later, one of the staff comes and go, is this the one you were looking for? I go, as a matter of fact, yes. But that first time experience also fits into, I believe, 5, maybe 6 pillars in life. So you can hear that I'm beginning to develop this further now. The pillars being things like family, things like faith, things like health, things like having enough time in your day that you, or in your week or in your month, that you can create these these first time experiences. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have if the time isn't available, you get a very compressed time to enjoy these. Meaning, if you need to fly to or want to fly to, say, Belize or to Mexico or whatever, these things takes time and it takes money. So that's what I'm working on, and that's going to be coming up on my Facebook page in the next few days as well. So very excited about it. We can all want to, if you look in the mirror and say, are we living an abundant life in all of those areas in life? So yeah, stay tuned and watch. There will be,
Exciting.
yeah, very exciting.
Exciting. Thank you so much. So let's just finish off by the incentives, remember? So 5 preferred customers over the next few weeks, and you're getting paid for it too, but you can try out the system. And as you roll through that, then you'll start to pull in brand partners because they want to join you, right? Because they want to do what you're doing. So I love this. And then, have a commitment, put some time aside just to do each day. So it is to contact people, or you're out and about and you're meeting people, be listening. So who can you help today? And then let's see. When you do patch, I would love to get a text from people, like just saying, hey, I patched this person today, they were really excited, or whatever it was, right? Because we're a team and we're playing together, right? So I am so proud of everybody. Like, you're out there, you're doing it, you're turning up to this, and you're trying. So let's make the next week count, and we'll see you next week, right? With some amazing results to share. I'll be just getting back from Vegas because I'm going on Wednesday. I'm going to have some stuff on Facebook, so you'll see it. But I'm coming back on Sunday afternoon, so I am going to be raring to go. I'm going to this big women's gala event, and fired up about that, and I'll have lots of stuff to share. So wonderful to see everybody. Have a great week and go help some people. See you later.
Have a good one.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Bye now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.